earn below poverty levels to be able to be on Medicare.
Not Medicare, Medicaid.
Medicaid, sorry, yeah. So that's socialized medicine right there, whether you want to call it or not, that these big businesses are doing. In the meantime, we have businesses like Pacifica Lumber now having to close because they do pay their benefits to their employees and what have you. And they're all, these are the types of companies that we're losing here because of the fact of unfair labor practices. This is not open competition. This is a joke that's happening that's directly related to healthcare benefits. So when are we going to further crack down on companies like Walmart and Home Depot?
Well, first of all, you're correct. It's not 200. I think it's 50, isn't it? I'm pretty sure it's 50. 50 employees or more, you have to either provide health insurance to them or you pay a fee and they go into what's called the exchange, which we didn't really touch on very much, but either regionally or nationally there will be exchanges. Well, there'll be 3 or 4 different health insurers that will be offering health insurance, and you can go into the exchange and buy your insurance that way. And there are limitations on how much it can cost in terms of out-of-pocket, no more than a certain percentage of your income. I think it's
2 point something, and it goes as high as 8, but it's basically 2 point something to 8 is a range depending on your income, I think.
Well, I think for most people, if you make over $45,000 a year, you're not going to be eligible for a subsidy in the exchange. But even then, there's a cap on how much you can pay out of pocket for your health care a year, and I think it is no more than 13% of your income, something like that. Some of these things are going to be out of that. But, so the employer, 50 or more employees, has to either provide health insurance or pay into this exchange so their employees can access the exchange and get health insurance.
What happens to those people that are between 25 and 50 employees, and those people who make more than 25,000 but are too high to get into Medicaid? I mean, there seems to be a gap.
So if you have fewer than 50 employees, you are not required to provide health insurance to your employees. We create these incentives for you to do it, but you are not. So, and if you look at most small business is fewer than 50 employees. Most employers with 50 employees or more already provide health insurance to their employees, so it's a small universe. So the people who are in that category are going to have to purchase insurance on their own through the exchange or pay a fee once a year. Because there is an individual mandate. Everyone's going to have health insurance. You either pay for the health insurance or you pay a fee. I think we're starting out at something like $325. It's not, if people really don't want to have health insurance, they can pay $325 and not have health insurance. But we want to create an environment so that everyone has health insurance. Yes?
The rest of the civilized world pays between about 7% of its GDP and at a maximum, I think, of 12% for its health care, and yet in the United States it's 18% and rising. How are we going to get that down so that, I mean, that goes to competitiveness, it goes to all sorts of things. It's ridiculous.
It's a great point. The question is, so many other countries provide health insurance. We're the only industrialized country that does not, and the cost of their health insurance is much less than our cost. Do you realize that our average out-of-pocket cost today, what you're paying out of pocket if you have health insurance, is about $4,000 per person. That's how much most industrialized countries pay for health insurance for their population per person. What we're paying out of pocket. I mean, that's how crazy it is. There is a lot of abuse in the system. There's a lot of churning that goes on in the system, all of which we're going to have to deal with. There's a new commission that's being created called IPAC, which is going to look at trends and make recommendations in terms of how we bring the cost down. And unlike what's called MedPAC, which exists today, it's not going to just be advisory. They're going to have some teeth to be able to actually impose it. A great example is there was a piece done in the New Yorker last June by a physician called Atu Gawande. And he looked at El Paso, Texas, and McAllen, Texas. Some of you are nodding your heads. And he found something really interesting. In McAllen, Texas, it was twice as expensive per Medicare patient than it was in El Paso. It was about $7,500 in El Paso per Medicare recipient, $15,000 in McAllen. So they look, well, maybe they're sicker in McAllen. He looked at all the demographics. No, they weren't any sicker. They were all about the same. So then he looked at a little further, and guess what? You know what it was in the end?
Fraud.
Well, you might argue it's fraud, but it was about churning. It was physicians in McAllen, Texas, own the hospitals, they own the MRIs, they own the home health care services, 5 times as likely to have home health care in McAllen, Texas as in El Paso, Texas. So we are banning physicians from owning hospitals moving forward, but here's where Congress is weak kneed again. We grandfathered in the existing physician-owned hospitals because a lot of them are in Texas. They needed the vote for the members of Texas. You know, you can hear where this is going. I was really very disappointed in that. All right, other questions? Yes.
I just want to be clear with what you were just saying a second ago. You're saying that if we don't have insurance, you just pay a $300 fine.
It's going to start at $320.
So why don't we all just drop our insurance right now,
It goes up.
pay $350, and get all the insurance we need?
That's the
No,
first.
you won't get it.
You're saying if you don't have insurance,
If you choose not to get insurance.
fine,
No.
$350.
But why would you
Then
not
you don't
want to
get
have
insurance.
insurance?
Because it's only going to cost me $350 now. I can save everyone here. We
No,
can
it's
save
not going to cost you.
Then you don't have any insurance with that
But
350.
if you pay the $350, then you can go in and get taken care of.
No, you won't.
You mean emergency service.
So I'm going to drop my insurance, and what I'm going
Okay,
to
you're
have
going to
to
drop your insurance. Okay, you drop your insurance, you pay your $325. You have no insurance, right?
So I go into the hospital and they're going to take care of me.
No, what's going to happen, if you go to the emergency room, you still will get, you will get some life stabilizing services.
So if I don't pay for insurance, why do I have to pay for it then?
Why do you have to pay for insurance?
Why am I going to have to pay for insurance?
It will go up every year.
Because we have to
I just
insure.
refuse to pay for it. How are you going to force me to pay
I'm
for
not
it?
going to, we're not going to force you to pay for it.
But I'll have insurance, right?
It's going to go up.
No,